That was just a small part of my interview with Florida Congressman Byron Donalds last night. We'll be dissecting that little chestnut and some of the rest of the week's political news with our Friday political panel. Joining me now are Basil Smikle, our brand new MSNBC political analyst, the public policy program director at the Roosevelt House Institute of Hunter College, and Democratic strategist, and Clay Cane, host of the Clay Cane Show on Sirius XM and author of The Grift, the downward spiral of black Republicans from the party of Lincoln to the cult of Trump. Thank you both for being here. And Clay, I have my copy right here. I believe I'm still waiting for a signature on it, but I've got it here. And it is why I wanted to have you on today, because I want you to explain to me what these guys are doing. Because Byron Donalds, he wouldn't know from personal experience. His family's Jamaican. You know what I mean? So his family wasn't here during Jim Crow, nor was mine, right? But he is smart enough to know that life was not better for black families during Jim Crow, yet he went right to that trope after talking about having a single mom, meaning he's latching on to the trope that what LBJ did was create a bunch of black welfare queens by saving us from poverty. So why do they do it? Why do they do that?
It is for proximity to power. It is to get a lot of donations from the Heritage Foundation. And I have to say, the interview was so powerful, Joy. With the second edition, I might have to include some quotes with the grift. But, I want to say this, too, and I mean this respectfully. This is not an indictment of interracial relationships. As you know, I have a black father and a white mother. Byron Donalds, Tim Scott, Herschel Walker, Wesley Hunt, they have all made these disgusting comments about the black family and black fathers and black mothers, and black fathers must stay with black mothers and black marriages, yet they are all partnered with women who are not black. So it's very perplexing to me that you have these huge indictments of the black family and you aren't partnered with the black person. If you have this great investment in it and you are making yourself an expert on it, then I would think that that would be important to you in your own personal life, but it isn't, because it isn't about the black family. Because if it was about the black family, you would care about fair housing, fair wages, health care, voting rights. The John Lewis Voting Rights Act that Byron Donalds voted against and then went back to his partner who happens to not be black. So it is a racial security blanket, as some great folks said on social media. And I think about an article from the Heritage Foundation saying that America needs a Black Lives Matter movement. Well, your very faces of that are folks who happen to not be with other black folks. So it is a grifting on your race. It is the blueprint from my book, and it is really disappointing. And my father, his birthday was this week, was in my life every step of the way. My grandfather was raised in the Jim Crow South and left the Jim Crow South to build his own family. So he knows what he's doing. And I think that his supporters may be, he used the word invigorated, might be invigorated by those words.
Wow. You said a lot there, guys. We gotta unpack some of this, man. First of all, shout out to Justin Bieber's wig. Yeah, shout out to Joy Reid with the Justin Bieber hairstyle, the Butch Cassidy. Oh yeah, it's the monkeys. Da-na-na, da-na-na-na. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Interesting, man, when you come in here. What is Joy Reid thinking? What's she thinking? Doesn't she have a stylist? Yeah, it's gone too far, man. The Trump wig. Go ahead and put that out to Pastor. Lay it down, lay it down. It's funny that Joy Reid did point out the fact that Byron Donalds, wasn't here for Jim Crow. His family wasn't here for Jim Crow. He's not old enough to be here for Jim Crow, I don't think. Maybe the tail end of it. I think he was born in the 70s, the mid-70s, late 70s. But she said herself, she wasn't here for Jim Crow. You talk a whole lot about black stuff to not even be from, to have. Your people not from here either, huh, Joy? It's very interesting, right? Then this guy's whole conversation kind of hinges on, we got these black Republicans that are embarrassing themselves and using their blackness in order to buddy up to white supremacy and to get money from people. You don't think that's not a problem across the board? Clay King? That's not a Congress problem. That's a Republican problem. See, this is why I got problems with the Democratic Party. This is why I got problems with the Democratic Party. We got to talk. We got to talk. Does anybody here believe that? Do you really believe that only sellouts come in one party? You don't believe that sellouts come in both parties? I mean, that's what Clay's operating under. He's a guy who wrote a book, and he's floating here that only Tim Scott, and I'm not defending Tim Scott. I'm not defending Byron Donalds. No, that's not going to happen. But I'm not going to defend Jim Clyburn, Mr. Pharmaceutical Money himself. Oh, I love pharmaceutical money. Oh, I take the money that Joe Biden gave me, and Joe Biden, I got so much money from the pharmaceuticals. I'm the most progressive, and I take all the pharmaceutical money that makes me corrupt. That's what I do. And I ain't stepping down till they step up and put more money in my bank account. But see, Clay would never call that out, would he? He would never confront Democrats. We're doing the same shit, man. Like I say, hey, I don't like tap dancers for either party. If you ain't there to fight for the people, you're selling out. Joy's the worst sellout because she's not supposed to be biased about parties. She's supposed to try to do what I do. What I'm trying to do, that's what she's supposed to do. She's supposed to do it much better. She gets paid a whole lot more money to do so much better. She has a staff of people. Somebody helped her pick out the wig. She probably has car service. She has her own investigative reporters. See, Joy is supposed to be not boosting Biden. She's supposed to be a truth teller. That's the social contract for journalists and anchors. And she obliterates that, defecates on it, and then comes up here and spews nonsense and pretends her and this guy, Clay Kane, they want to spew to you lies that it's just the Republicans. Not saying Republicans are horrible. We really got, I'm serious, man. We got to get out of the mindset that there's only one side of the aisle that's a sellout. Now, that's the grift. That's the name of their topic, this segment. The grift, the black grift, using their skin. That's not what Kamala did. She didn't use her skin in her uterus. And she sucks. There are probably like 100 women that are, I don't know. There's several, maybe not senators, obviously not senators, but there's several people that are more intelligent or better politicians than Kamala Harris. If she was white, we wouldn't even know who she is. If she was white, we wouldn't know who she is. I mean, just keeping it real. And just because she isn't white doesn't mean you go, oh, well, Tim, you're wrong for saying that. It's the truth. She's not good. She word salads worse than Amy Klobuchar. And Amy Klobuchar is horrible. Well, I ain't this and I ain't. The senator out of Minnesota that ran for president as well. That's really good friends with Bill Maher. All I'm saying, guys, is they all use everything. Being a politician means you use everything you got, all your gifts to hoodwink people. Some of folks see, oh, how you doing there? Oh. So this other guy comes, he talks. We're going to get into that as well. But if you get nothing out of this segment, please consider, right? I can't tell you what to do. I've been doing this a long time, and one of my goals, I got modest goals that I think are attainable, right? We can get to these. One of my goals is that people stop, at least my people, stop operating under the distorted mindset that only Republicans are sellouts. Because if I hear another black person say that someone who votes for Trump is a coon, I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. Understand this: Trump and Biden, they don't have a lot in common, but they are both white men. Stop saying that one is not white. You did this shit with Clinton. First black president. Stop doing this shit with Biden, man. I got no control over the morons who did it under Clinton, kind of before my time when I even paid attention to politics. But we got smart people coming up. Stop this nonsense, this foolishness. They're both sellouts, both a lot of sellouts in these parties. And none of them are above. And these black politicians who use their color, that's more than just Tim Scott. Hell, Byron Donalds is out of Florida, out of a district that's not even predominantly black. Was he like, maybe he's tokenized? I don't know who he succeeded to get that job, who he had to beat out. But I got a feeling there wasn't another black man. He probably beat a white guy out for that seat. Anyway, I don't know, so I don't want to say, okay? I haven't done my research on it. We're just talking. But what I'm saying is, and also, you don't think white people use their whiteness? I'm just saying. Would you watch the Tim Black show if it was a Tim White show? Isn't that a part of who I am? Don't tell me you colorblind, you don't see color. So it's getting super deep and kind of away from the topic. But I love being black, man. That's sort of what the Dilbert guy got wrong. If you say, is it okay to be white? Not for me, because I'm black. Nah. How dummies couldn't get that, like that corny Hotep Jesus sellout cornball. Looking for an opportunity to kind of do something. It's such an obvious thing. If you ask a Latino person, is it okay to be something other than, if you ask a Jew, is it okay to be something other than Jewish? They'd be like, nah, not for me, it's not. I'm Jewish. Is it okay for people that are Jewish to be Jewish? Yeah. Is it okay for people that are Catholic to be Catholic? Yeah. But is it okay to be Catholic? No, not for me, because I'm not a Catholic. And he made that into a thing that a bunch of morons ran around repeating and agreeing with him with. When it was so obvious he was gaslighting you morons. Trying to do reverse racism because some people said they are black and they don't see it's okay to be white for them. Meaning change their skin tone. Dumb. First of all, they can't. I mean, unless you're Michael Jackson or Serena Williams. What's that baseball player? And I think vitiligo has something to do with it, right? I'm going to get in and I'm out. Let's go finish this clip because I got other stuff. Tim, you're talking too long. Let me go. Okay. All right, take us home. Joy Reid with this horrible segment. Take us home.
Yeah, I mean, it is a thing, Basil, that, and Tim Scott, so Tim's, and both of them are claimed to be Trump's VP picks. I don't believe it at all. First of all, Byron Donalds is in Florida. They'd lose the 29 electoral college votes. It's absurd that he's, just like he was going to be speaker. And that was also admitted to have been just because they wanted to have somebody black. Tim Scott has now launched this $14 million outreach effort to minority voters.
Y'all hear that shit? Just because they wanted somebody black. Why'd you get Kamala? Why is Kamala vice president? See, this is the type of stuff man, we know who our hacks are. Got a lot of hacky asses. Why is Kamala vice president? Why is Hakeem Jeffries looking to replace Nancy Pelosi? I'm just saying. I don't find these people exceptional. I'm not saying there aren't some white people that are way worse. I find it hard in Kamala's case to find people less able to speak off the cuff than Kamala Harris. I'm not saying she didn't get get good grades in school, or when she's reading prepared remarks from her people. I'm not saying she's incapable of reading those. What I'm saying is, if I came up and asked her, "Hey, Miss Vice President Harris, Madam, whatever I got to say, what time is it on your watch right now?" Well, first of all, I always on the belief that watches and time are depending on the individual, and if and the way that a queen looks at her time and values her time and her ship, her watch, this is indicative of things that we do when we look at our wrist. You're telling me that that's not, she's not sitting in that seat because she's a black woman? Anyway, I'm sorry. And Lord, no, I'm not defending Tim Scott. Lord have mercy. Look who's on the screen.
This $14 million outreach effort to minority voters, based on what? He doesn't have. What black people is he leading into the party by college? It's absurd that he's just like he was going to be speaker. And that was also admitted to have been just because they wanted to have somebody black. Tim Scott has now launched this $14 million outreach effort to minority voters. Based on what? He doesn't have. What black people is he leading into the party by, I don't want to use a derogatory term for what he's doing, but it's a dance that he does for Donald Trump. He dances for Trump, humiliates himself for Trump. How is that supposed to bring black people into the party, into the Republican Party?
Well, I mean, that's exactly right. If you remember, after the 2012 election, there was supposed to be this exploration of why the Republican Party is not attracting people of color. Look how well that did. And, it really is upsetting that, he's being used he's an avatar. He's an avatar for what other people not only are saying internally, but they're saying out loud. And somebody that looks like me is actually being used to go ahead and promote those kinds of talking points. It's really antithetical, I think, to the people who fought and died in a movement that allowed him to have the kind of marriage that he now celebrates. It's really just absolutely absurd, but it also signals a policy initiative, a policy turn, right? Because I don't think about this in a vacuum. I have to think about this as sort of a larger, broader strategy that someone somewhere, whether it's Heritage or any other group, is now trying to make policy based on some of the things that people that look like me that shouldn't be saying these things based on what they're saying. So it is.
What the hell? That's a lot of word salad there, brother. Jesus. That's the new guy. That's the new anchor on MSNBC. I'm not dissing him. Not dissing him. And I think, we're never really going to be a truly diverse nation until black people can be as mediocre as white people and still get paid a lot of money to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I get that. But this phony notion that only Republicans have people operating under the Peter principle, which is where they get promoted until they're totally ineffective, till they're incompetent. And I'm seeing that everywhere I look. So Tim Scott started his program. It's an outreach program. He has $14 million. And Joy Reid goes, who's this guy bringing it to the Republican Party? What black people are listening to him? I wonder what black people are listening to you, except for people that are fooled into thinking MSNBC has their best interests when they have the interests of the Democratic Party, just like you. And then we're not going to get anywhere until we're willing to challenge people that say they are our friends, particularly. See, we already got our eyes. We're already looking at the Republican sideways, because we don't consider them friends. But see, it's the people that you consider friends you need to be the most skeptical of. They're the ones that do the most dirt. They're the closest to you. They're the ones you trust, People that you don't trust, that you don't allow close enough to you, that you don't confide in, that you don't take their counsel. Those people can't hurt you. Excuse me. So it's those people, those MSNBC talking heads, the Joy Reids, and the rest of them. And look, I'm going to call foul on the ball, man. If you say, hey, I can't talk because I'm not from America or my parents aren't from America, they weren't here doing Jim Crow, then you can't really say people be dancing for Trump. Are we really operating in a space where we're in our minds where we can't understand that people are dancing for Biden? Really? We can't keep it real at all? My bad. Of course not, we can't keep it real. Because Joy Reid's dancing for Biden. She's dancing for the Democrats. She's twerking for the Dems. So is this guy Basil. You don't think so? At least Clarence Thomas got paid more to do it. Twerking's twerking. Everybody can't get millions and millions of dollars to twerk for the man like you, Joy. So this is my problem. Why can't the Democrats or why can't the Republicans get more black people in the party? Because people smell them a mile away. That's why. What are they offering black folks? Not what Trump's saying, but what's he offering? And what are the Democrats offering black folks? Not what Biden's saying, what is he offering? What tangible things that are going to benefit the black community, which he had a hand in destroying, which he had a hand in continuing to decimate. Unlike Trump, this guy literally had a hand in it. And I don't think saying, my bad is enough. Sorry, guess that's petty. That means I'm dancing for Trump then. Because they made it so it's only two sides of this. They know it's other mofos running. They know there's other parties out there that are dying to get in this game. They would keep these mofos honest. And Joy's a part of making sure those people don't get any platform. Because if she didn't do that, then her money wouldn't be right or she might not have this job. I remember Joy doing a little bit of tap dancing herself when they found them old tweets where she was being homophobic as hell. She was on here like, oh, I'm so ashamed of what I've done. I'm a much better person than this now. I think they broke into my old server in the Wayback Machine, went back in time and doctored my tweets. And people wanted to believe her because she was a black woman on this network. And there weren't many. But now she wants to say that only Republicans are selling out and only Republicans dance for the private dancer. All right, let's get off it, man. I'm staying there too long anyway. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I hope that people consider once again that we got two sellouts, man. We got two bad parties. Come on, man.